You come here very often?
Yes, I come here every day. We edit.
So how about the process? Very smooth?
I'm sorry?
The process of cutting, process of editing.
Yes. What about it?
Yeah. I mean, it's very smooth, very a bit difficult now. I mean,
editing?
Yeah.
No, editing is simple for me because I don't shoot many shots. I don't shoot a lot of coverage, close-ups. I shoot many what you would call a master shot with a lot of the action in. So sometimes I just put one master after another, but mostly we edit quickly. When I finish filming a movie, it usually takes me 1.5 weeks, and all the editing is finished.
So quickly?
The whole film is finished quickly, yes.
So how about this one? I mean, the Coup de Chance?
Say it again?
I mean, the new movie, Coup de Chance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's all in French?
In French, yes. I thought it would be easy. I don't speak French, but and I thought it would.
So it's easier for you.
Yeah. Everything sounds good, So, but I thought it would be easy, but it was not as easy as I thought. It was a little more difficult because I didn't know the language, and the problems you face making a movie are usually solvable. Usually you can solve the problems. If you can't solve the problems, you don't die. It's not life-threatening.
他不让你紧张的，其实他本人不让你紧张的，就他也不是兴奋的人，他非常的平静哈。要 push 一个 button， 他就继续说下去；再 push 一个，他就继续再说下去。我觉得非常的 nice 和 calm， 因为我们见到他的荧幕镜头都是那神经质的嘛，就是 awkward、social awkward， 就或者很那个，他本人非常的平静。If you name 3 movies, the 3 titles are best in your mind, in your heart about your movie.
3 of mine.
Yeah. If you name
good
3.
or bad?
Bad. The bad. The good. The best.
I think Midnight in Paris was a very good movie. I think Match Point was a very good movie. I think Bullets Over Broadway was a good movie. Purple Rose of Cairo was. I think those 4 movies, were arguably very good movies.
So no Annie Hall, no Manhattan?
Yes, they were. I thought they were fine, but I thought these were better.
So which one is worst?
Pardon me?
Which one is worst?
Oh, I made some beauties. I think I missed the boat with a movie I made called Another Woman. I tried, but I failed.
So at that time, Bergman is your hero in about movie.
Yes.
And now after 50 movies you have produced, you have directed. So do you feel you approach Bergman or still far away from him?
No, I don't. I think there are a certain amount of filmmakers like Bergman, Fellini, Kurosawa, the French filmmakers, Jean-Luc Godard and Truffaut and Vittorio De Sica, Buñuel, a group that are just a pantheon of great artists, great deep artists. And then there are all the rest of us. And, and we make films, for better or worse, that are some are very good, some are not very good, and but we are not as extraordinary as that group, and I put Bergman very high in that group.
So what's the critical difference between you and this group in your mind?
Well, it's the difference between genius and talent. I have some talent for making films. I can make them, and many of them come out okay. But these people are geniuses. I mean, they're in the area of film making, they're geniuses. And that is the difference.
But many people think you are a genius too.
Yes, but they're wrong. I'm not. I have no. I mean, if you take my best films and you put them in a festival along with Kurosawa's best films and Bergman's best films, and you would see the difference right away.
But during your long career, so which period is the most creative period in your career?
I feel I've just been burning on a low flame continuously.
Keep burning.
Continuously. The periods of time. I don't mean every film was good, because it's not so. I mean, if you go to see a movie of mine and pay your money to see it, there's a good chance that you'll see something decent that you won't feel afterwards. Oh, I'm sorry. I wish I could get my money back. I wasted my time. Most of them, I think, are decent films, but that's all. Interestingly, I have thought about the possibility of not making any more films, but not so much because it was my 50th combination. And also a few things. One is it's always very difficult to raise money for movies. So, and I always manage to raise it, but it's always hard. And I don't know if I want to go through that process of this and that, or all the things we have to do to raise money. Because when I make a film, I don't let anybody read the script or tell me anything. They have to be willing to put the money in and leave me alone. I'll give them the film when it's finished. There's not a lot of people that like that idea.
So maybe this one is your last one?
Possibly. It possibly is.
So with lots of regret, if it's the last one?
I regret where the film industry has gone. I regret that it's been co-opted so much by television. When I used to make films, when the film was finished, it would go into theaters all over America, and people would go and see it on a big screen, and it was a nice cinematic experience if they liked the film. But now you put it out, and sometimes it goes right to streaming on television. Sometimes many people watch it at home and don't come to the cinema because they can see it in their bedroom or their living room. It's not the same enjoyment, the same fulfillment that I had when I was first making films.
Yeah, I'm thinking of onion things. 你们就我一个人看吗
Help you?
How much?
It's $16.
16.
Yeah.
Jake once said, sometimes the thought is closer to the truth.
我基本上睡了2个小时在里面。哎呀， 我就看了10多分钟吧，我坐在对。又很严肃，又不像那个伍迪艾伦的片子里面说话那样的，然后我就一下就睡着了。就是你有时候你觉得他太絮絮叨叨说这些事情了，但那些絮絮叨叨好像永远有一种特别的魅力，让你好像仍然可以进去随他去感受一下。因为叫那个 Paris Theater 嘛，然后那感觉。就为什么让我想起德州巴黎那个电影？就我好像被遗弃在一个电影院里面，困得不行，然后一觉就醒来，哇！但我觉得这个电影院真好啊，你随时可以逃进去。
反正伍迪·艾伦以前就会这么就躲进电影院去。
对，我看了，他很喜欢，他是在 Brooklyn 吧，无数个电影院。对，所以我看着我还挺羡慕那个童年的，
I was always escaping into the cinema to leave the real world behind. The real world is a very unpleasant place. An existence without meaning. It's a freak of nature that we exist, and it's painful. And if you go into a movie house, dark, it's quiet. Cinema. It's great. They don't get sick. They don't die. They make the right decisions. The endings are happy. Everything is pretty. The people are pretty. The locations are pretty. The sets, the costumes. It's very, that should be the way life is, instead of that being an escape.
You mentioned that in the purple rose, Cecilia. Cecilia is much more like your own self. You mentioned that?
Yes. It's a very nice life to live in. It'd be nice, like Cecilia, if you could walk into the screen and live there and never walk out.
It's him! Tom, you're back!
I want you to meet my fiancée, Cecilia. Ah, you anticipate me. Follow me.
Saints preserve us.
Trust me.
He just comes and goes like he pleases.
Come on.
But she can't be in here.
Why not? Come on. Cecilia, my money's good up here.
Got too much money. But it upsets the balance.
What's the difference? He's back, isn't he?
I told you he'd be back.
Can we get on with the plot now?
How can we with her here?
But she's here with me, and I'll sock any man in the jaw who makes her feel unwanted.
Well, it's about time you got back
Right,
here.
now we finally go to the Copacabana. None of us have eaten in ages.
Good. I'm bringing a guest.
Won't Kitty Haynes be surprised?
I started in cabaret, and then one day someone came into the cabaret and said, would I be interested in writing a film and maybe playing a little part in it or something? And I said, sure, and I wrote it, and they made it into a film, and I thought it was a terrible film, but the film was very successful.
Pussycat.
Very. And so it opened up doors for me. Suddenly, people said, well, would you write another script? Now I was saying, I'll write it, but I have to direct it because I couldn't let somebody else do to it what they did to my first script. Finally, they said, okay, you can direct it. And this was years ago. I made it for $1 million, which is extremely cheap today, ridiculous. And it was also successful. And then everything started rolling. I made films, people came to see them, they laughed, they liked them. I had more freedom each time. And so I was very lucky my whole life. I never had anybody watching over me or telling me what to do. And it's a rarity when you're dealing with other people's money, and the money is $20 million or $15 million or something. It's not easy.
So what's the inner motivation or driving force for you to do so many different things?
Movies?
Movies, yeah. What's the motivation? I mean, you keep doing it every year.
Because it's comfortable and pleasurable. People think that I work all the time. Not true. It's I write a script. It takes not that long. If I have an idea, it's very quick. If I don't have an idea, it's longer. But it takes a couple of months, say. I don't work very much, and when I do work, I'm doing something I like. I write a film script at home, and then I go make the movie, and that's fun. And it's a very short-lived job. It's circumscribed. It's 10 weeks, 8 weeks, 11 weeks, whatever. And it's a nice experience.
今天带一份报纸是昨天《纽约时报》，然后正好是就他生平的一个追溯嘛。咱们先说带我去走一走嘛，因为他不是其实也在给我看看他怎么去这个 fishing the sound 的嘛，去收集这些声音。所以我们沿着那条路一直从他工作室一直走过来的。我觉得既是亢奋的，又是蛮闲散的、悠闲的，然后在街道上面，在河畔边上，也有点漫无目的的。我印象最深的是那个有点漫无目的的那个情绪，而且对死亡的迫近，对他对人生的态度，其实也发生挺多的改变的。所以他会对自己的青年时代产生重新的理解嘛？他跟我们说，他非常不喜欢年轻时代的自己嘛。他那时候其实无处不在，是个 superstar 嘛。然后到晚年，他的性格发生很多的变化。所以，可能对于伍迪·艾伦来讲，死亡也是他越来越要面对的一个主题吧。Do you think now maybe you are in the last chapter of life now?
I'm sure.
So what's the feeling?
Nothing. I do everything the same. I mean, I get up in the morning and I exercise and practice my clarinet and write, make a film, go for a walk with my wife. I do everything the same. Now, it's possible that I'll walk out of here and drop dead on the pavement, in which case that's it. And as I say, you're not missing anything. You don't have the feeling of missing anything. And they said, would you like to live another 100 years? I'm not so sure that's such a wonderful offer. That it's a big bargain. I don't know if it's worth it. Einstein said, you go around once, and once is enough. So I feel that way too. renders life meaningless, that it's a terrible tragedy for the people that are left that miss you, and that, but it's not quite as scary. You lay there quietly in your grave, or you're cremated, whatever, and you're totally oblivious. If you've ever had a colonoscopy, you know they knock you out. You're asleep completely, and they wake you when it's over. But you're out. When you go to sleep at night, you're out, and it's fine. You know, you're not someplace where you're missing people, or you're left out of anything, or you're catering to your separation anxiety. You're just oblivious. You don't exist. And the way things are, you find out toward the end of your life, it's not so terrible not to exist. That existing is not all you think it is, or it's cracked up to be.
In this kind of meaningless world, I mean, you said the world is meaningless. How do you deal with the world?
The only way that I've found to deal with it is to distract yourself from the reality. If you sit home and you're facing the reality of what the world is, it's hard not to become depressed. And frightened and depressed and anxious. But if you always distract yourself, you watch a movie, you know, take a walk with a friend, work on something that like a movie that has many problems, and you have to think of those problems. So you're not thinking about your situation. And to the degree that you can distract yourself, you're okay. You can, you know, not think about it. And the trick is to try not to think about it, because thinking about it only leads to depressing thoughts. You know, so certainly in my case, so I distract myself, and I think many people distract themselves in different ways.
Yeah. So when did you realize life's meaningless?
Oh, I realized at a very young age. I mean, I was
how early?
Like 5 years old. You know, I mean, I
kid.
I thought I had a very, you know, I was raised. My family was kind of religious, not really religious, but half and half. And I could see right away that that was silly, and that had no answers to anything, and that I could see that as a little boy. And as I grew up, you know, I could see that it was, as I got older, you could see that it was, you existed, you know, by just some chance, when the odds against your existence were astronomical. You know, there are many oases of joy in life. You do have a moment of great joy, a moment of pleasure or love or excitement and fulfillment. But in the end, you lose. You know, as long as you like to work, as long as the work is fun for you, then it's fine. Then you're okay. I'm willing to make any idea that I think would be good, and you put it out, and either people like it or they don't. But if the fun is in making the movie, then it doesn't matter. have a very good time actually making the movie. I hope that the people who see it enjoy it. That makes me happy. If they don't enjoy it, nothing I can do. I make the next movie, and maybe I will enjoy that one.
So work is also a way to escape from the meaningless world.
It's a way to distract yourself from the terror of life. And that's how it is here. You have moments of exhilaration, but in the final analysis, everybody winds up in the same place. With the beautiful people and the rich people, winds up finally in the exact same place that the poor, less charismatic people wind up.